Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel and to another episode of Rogue Spectates, the series where I take your viewer submitted gameplay and break it down here on the channel so that you and everybody else can get a better idea of how to improve at Rogue Company. Today's clips come from StrmrUnkwn. He is another content creator and also was one of my guests on the podcast. He's a really nice guy. All his links will be down in the description if you want to go check him out. If you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel. But for now, let's get into it. Okay, so the team is loading up onto Icarus attacking side to start, and they've got an Anvil, a Ronin, a Dima, and a Shark to go into this game with, which I think is a pretty good attacking comp, particularly for the close core side of this map. You've got Anvil who can place the wall down aggressively for a plant, Dima obviously amazing with the grenade, Ronin who's just good all round it, and Shark who can overheal to rush into the site with the SMG or the shotgun and be really effective in that way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this will go. They've got a good comp to go into, but you've got to see what the enemy team are and see how those sort of two things line up. If I were this comp though, I'd be looking at pushing A-siders for pretty much every single time. Cool, going into it then, they've got a Dallas Trench, Dima and a Saint. Very long range, all of them, particularly if the Trench goes the DMR, which he probably will do. Cool. In terms of the first purchase though, the Shark does go for the Semtex. A good purchase. I think it'll be really good to clear some corners, probably more effective in non-competitive play than the flash off the bat, so I think it's a good plan. They should all be looking to go A, they do ping it. These guys are 4 stacked together, they do all know each other, they're all on comms, so it should be good going forward. Dropping down in the middle so they don't give away their path, although realistically you learn so quickly where people are going on this map, and everyone generally assumes A anyway. So he should be looking either to take the short angle or duck on the stairs and go the long angle. He does. He could have rolled slightly sooner, like into the cover rather than getting behind the cover then rolled. Uses the Semtex to clear the angle and the Demonade going out. Cool, they're pushing this well, although they probably could use that utility a little bit better. If the Semtex has gone behind this box here instead,
I got 2 out front,
that might have been a little bit better. On the other side of the map though, the team have secured the site. He got a back kill, they do go down though, looking out at 3v4. He's taking shots, but he's in the wall and the thing, and the grenade then picks him up. He's using a self-res, looks like he's going to be getting it off. That barbed wire is actually a really good spot. That's really going to trip them up trying to push round. Okay, he's now moving through. Beams him. Oh, he got caught in the barbed wire and so he couldn't roll out. That is a little bit annoying. And it does appear that the Ronin is AFK. I think he had to take a work call from remembering watching this. He does come back like towards the end of this round. Maybe he clutches out. Who knows? But generally, the issues there were, I didn't see what happened with the Dima and the Anvil, but they probably just couldn't quite hold the sight off, and the Shark couldn't get round because of the barbed wire. I think the best improvement they could have made there was slightly better. He is back now. Gets 1 kill. Can he? It's dodgy. He might clutch it out. He might do it. He picks up the bat. You never know. Nah, he's getting shot in the back by a trench now. Never ideal. But yeah, no. Generally, I think if they use the utility slightly better, so if the Shark had thrown his Semtex behind the white box rather than in front of it, he can clear the front of the white box just with himself, peek in the corner. But they can hide behind the white box quite well, so using the Semtex to bait that out is generally a little bit better. Cool. Looks like they can all afford their weapons other than the Ronin. So he's going to go for the SMG, probably the preferred choice, particularly when you might be going B sometimes, so you have to play around that range just a little bit more. But I would not be surprised if they didn't just go for the same play, going A. They've got a bit more utility now. The enemy team will have a bit more utility, of course, especially with that trench. Can be quite annoying, so I like to run Dima on Glitch on this map. But we'll see how they go. So making the same pathing, going towards it. I want him to roll a little bit earlier. You'll see what I mean. I want him to not roll when he's behind the box, but roll into the box. He's hugging the short angle though, moving around, using third-person peek. Well, he does do that a little bit aggressively. He must be getting called out saying that they are a B, and his team are pushing B anyway. He goes around this corner. He needs to be careful here. That trench does have the DMR, so then... Oh, a nice stick. Yeah, if you can get a stick, you're going to open up a massive window of advantage there. Uses overheal and shreds him down. That is the power of Shark. That little bit of overheal is absolutely clutch, and the buff is only going to make him do better. Does overpeak that corner when he has no health. Really good shots on the Dima actually, just to get that clip through the post. Right. Now we're looking at a 2v1 onto that Dima. The Ronin is rotating round now from the backside, and it is Fry Guy playing the Anvil. And they're going to try and get him, and Fry Guy smashes him up as he runs, using that third person, which of course, as I keep saying, is the most effective thing to do. Really good job there, though. Really good plays by the Shark, getting the 2 people down, one with the Semtex and one with the Overhill SMG combo. Just a shame that he did go down to that Demon just because he overpeaked on low health a little bit, and that's something remember you need to be a bit aware of. Don't overpeak on low health. No point challenging because you never know, especially when you're 1 bullet, how quickly the enemy is going to quickly flick fire onto you, get the down, and then have an advantage for their team. Plus double upgrade into the SMG, which is not a bad option, but not one I would particularly go for. I'd be looking at maybe getting a perk with that 10k, like probably Lifeline. Not Lifeline, sorry, that's the new one. Life Drain is the one I would go for. But they decided to go B. I wouldn't go B again, because if they double stack there, it can be a lot harder, so they should go A. It does look like they are rotating A. No one's sitting in mid, which is absolutely fine. He should roll now. Okay, he didn't get punished for it, but it said roll earlier into the cover, not late. Again, he throws that Semtex, and the Trench actually walks into it, which is kind of sad. But he's on 4 health, he needs to not peek. That was very early to go. It looks like they're just fighting around these corners. Trench is there. They line up here for him, even though his teammates do go down. You can see the Demon's therefore back in their spawn, but the enemy team just lined up for him. He's going for the res. I would have waited till my teammate got behind cover, because now you're in a bit of trouble. Okay, he's just trying to play, just fall back, get in cover, get a little bit of health back.
No, that's gonna hurt me too.
I believe the Demon threw a nade at himself. That was a waste of the Overhill. You know, you didn't need to heal up. He actually is now taking this fight with no additional health when he could have just waited, healed up, used it if he had to. If the Demon started pushing, you would have had enough time to get the heal off and then challenge with like 120 health. Just a little bit of impatience there with the ult, but generally a good play from the team to clear them out, and a bad play by the enemy team to line up for that Shark just to melt through them. So I went for the full upgrade of the SMG. This isn't bad, and then went for a 1 upgrade into the Semtex. I personally would have liked him seeing go for the Flash. Again, maximize your utility, or likewise, go and buy a perk. Perks are really good, particularly on Shark. Life Drain and Replenish, both on Shark, is a massively incredible combo. And he has some other perks which are quite good, like Cloaked for the anti-Dallas. There's a lot of options he could go, and I wouldn't necessarily focus on the gun too much. At least not before you have the Flash as well. Like, he can clear some of these corners really well with the Flash Grenade. But generally the team is playing well though. Okay, they're going round. He's hugging the short corner this time, which is absolutely fine. Then goes to the long corner. I wouldn't... A little bit of movement issue there, but, you know, PC is hard to move on. Okay, so again, he's a little bit late.
Shit, missed that.
Or does it happen to get cleaned up by his teammate there, which is good. Again, okay, wait for the health to regen. He's got the axe. Melee weapons are really good in this game if you can use them. But the problem here is their team have done a 2-2 split and a slow 2-2 split. Like, there's no like quick rotation. They've now met up around the mid. He shouldn't walk around this corner with the axe. You're a Shark. You have an SMG. I would walk around the corner with the SMG rather than the axe out. Only if you have a long range weapon would I like say, you know, go around with a melee weapon. His teammates are going down, getting picked on mid. They've now decided to go and plan, which probably should have been the play, but they're a bit too far pushed up, particularly the Shark. Oh, he walked back was just too much, and the Trench is going to get him down there. It was one shot. It was really close. But he actually, as he was like moving back, he peeked back a little bit and left his back exposed to the Trench. He was able to get the first shot off, and that puts you at like I think a 32 health disadvantage there, so you need to be careful. Nice shots by Benny, but the ammo couldn't hold his side, and so they do get cleaned up there. This Trench should revive his teammates here. He has enough time to at least revive one of them. That's an extra 500. Maximize your money where possible. You know the bomb's not going to go off in the time it takes you to revive your teammates. He's actually going to stick 1 res here, I think, which Rogue is still giving the money even though the round's over, which is okay. But you could have got both. That could have been 1,000. You got free for that round. Okay, what's he going to go for now? Is he going to get the Flash? He went for Life Drain. Cool, that's a really good perk, but I think he could have probably got it a little bit earlier. But Life Drain is a very, very good perk. Particularly on Shark, who is basically the healer, right? Like, not the one who heals your team, but he heals himself, and he's good for these 1v1 fights in that sense, and he's just maximized that. I would have liked to see him get the Flash. The Flash, he could have, you know, flashed that Dallas and then pushed him earlier on that round, or Semtex and have the Flash for somebody else. You know, he could have flashed the Trench, Semtex the Trench. Yeah. There's more options, the more utility you have, particularly when you're in a short, close-range map like this, where utility is really good. Okay, so he's walking around the corner, going to do the same thing. So I like this push, but they had done a 2-2 split. I was actually in the chat at the time of this, and I was telling them to stay as 4. I think after this round, I was like, you need to stay as 4. He's clearing the short corner, but people aren't normally on the short corner. You can peek it with yourself, and then he'd have the Semtex to clear this back corner, which would have saved him there. If he had thrown the Semtex behind that back corner, he would have got it. And you obviously have your overhill and your just general third-person peek advantage for that closer angle. Or, again, buy a flash grenade, you'll be fine. So here's the Dima doing the crouch jump thing. I don't rate it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't rate the crouch jump or like the crouch walk shoot thing. I don't think it's super effective if you're on a controller as well. It's really bad because if you're using your thumbstick to aim and crouch, so like for me it's here, I'm having to adjust my aim as I'm trying to press in the crouch button, and that's just not ideal. On PC, I'm sure it's a little bit more viable, but I still wouldn't recommend it too much. It's not actually doing that much for you. Most people aim sort of neck, chest height anyway, so you're actually just moving your head into them for them. So I wouldn't recommend it. Cool, they should hopefully all stick as 4 now. Go A or B. I mean, I personally prefer them to see them go A. I think the Anvil is most effective on A. You've got C4, you've got Demon Breach, you've got Flash Grenade, you've got Smoke Grenade, you've got so much utility you could use to push A well here. Let's hope they do it. Looks like they are staying together, which is a good thing, and they're starting to get A, which I like. Cool. This is where I would roll now. If he rolled now, he'd be in the cover and wouldn't get shot from someone over there. Thankfully, there's no one here. Do not nade for the short cover. Yes, look, you can clear it with yourself. You stay safe. And now you can nade the white box from here. He's doing good. He doesn't even have to push up. Nice. Oh, I got caught on the box, that one. And then the nade picks him up. He should be able to try and get his self-res off, but they are going to push him. His teammate can't cover against 3 of them pushing him, so that's a little bit unfortunate. There was no need for him to push up to the white cover. I understand why he would have done it. I don't know if the Dima still had his nade at the time. His Dima probably should have naded the back wall to give him the cover to push up, or a smoke grenade to push up, and then the enemy team are going to defuse. That was a bit of a rough round. The enemy team just went very aggressive, probably at the wrong time for our team, to try and pick that up. I think someone else flanked, and that's how the Anvil died, which is never ideal. Never ideal. But good aggression from the enemy team. Can't fault them. Okay, going on to defense. I know that Streamer likes to play Vi, and I believe he will hit. Yep, he does play Vi. And we've also got coming in, I believe it's going to be a Dima, a Talon, and somebody else who I can't quite see yet because the camera is covering it. I put my camera over Streamer's camera, by the way, just so you don't have 2 faces to deal with on one screen. I thought that'd be very disruptive. The other one is a Trench, though. Good. Cool. For a defensive comp, this is pretty good. People underrate the Dima on defense here. Again, it's close quarters, utility is great, grenades, AoE damage is fantastic, so I'm glad that the Dima went 2 for Dima. I think I made the suggestion as well in the chat, sort of saying how good it could be. But we've got Trench as well, who'd be really good on B or A, but probably in this comp, Trench should go B, Vi should go A with the short range and the poison. Dima with her to hold long angle, and Talon sort of sitting in mid using his dart effectively.
Too, just to make sure.
They're on comms now saying about basically what I just said about who should go A with the Dima and the Vi. I think that's a really good combo. Although the Dima should go hold the long angle. Good poison going out. It is early because they've clocked his B. They're doing the rotate, very fast rotation, which is good. Okay, one thing I will point out here, and I remember watching this because I believe I was watching it from the Dima's perspective in this case. He used his grenade launcher on that back wall that you saw the explosions just go off there. That's not where you want to throw your nade launcher. If you throw your nade launcher there, you'll hit with a back wall and it will actually bounce further towards you than into the site itself. In that instance, you want to use the actual grenade, bounce it off the wall, and it will go behind them. And you want to use your grenade launcher, probably save it for a little bit, but use the grenade launcher for when they actually get onto site or when you can move around closer to B and sink it into the tunnel. Be really careful how you're positioning your nades and think, is your grenade launcher better or is your grenade better? And think about which one has to bounce and which one just has to clear an area. That would be one suggestion I noticed from seeing that perspective from the Dima. Okay, he's going round now, using the poison or thinking about using it. I wouldn't walk around with the poison out too much. You want to be good and quick at using these. Poison was in a fine spot. Not going to Shabs right now. I don't know what the first pack he bought was actually. I'm surprised he doesn't have a Molotov. Molotov is a fantastic perk. Just clearing out some of the barbed wire. They are currently in a 3v2, but yep, in a 3v2 now. Going around, just baiting him out. Nice team shot there, going around and clearing that out, and then the Demon was able to clear up the other one, which is awesome. Good job. That was good rotation and really patient from our team to try and get that.
Best buy. Don't forget it.
He didn't buy anything round 1. He must have got slightly distracted, or he was just saving his money so that he could get his weapon even if they lost. But it's another thing. If you lose round 6, right, so the one before you switch sides, if you lose that and then you lose round 7 as well, you actually get 7,000 from that. You get enough to buy your weapon even if you buy something. It's a really weird thing. I don't know why it happens this way, but it's like you get a lost streak and the lost streak will carry on throughout like round 6 to round 7. So if you lose round 6, don't worry about overspending in round 7. because if you buy a grenade or you buy a perk for 4,000, you actually still have enough no matter what, win or lose, down or no down, in the next round. So that's just one thing for you guys to have a think about.
Take the shots.
Okay, so I like the comp. I think it can work. I think they just need to focus a little bit around where their nade placements are. I think that's really important, and also just about their positioning and being quick with their positioning, which they were that round, and that's why they won it. The enemy team were too slow at their own breach, and the enemy team's breach is awful. Like, you've got a Dallas and a Trench for a breach. That's not ideal. I think actually the team is saying right now that they're running the same people. They're probably just leveling up the masteries. I like this early poison, but you have to make sure you get to this wall so you can hear for footsteps, and he's actually just called it. He hears the footsteps, he throws down more poison, trying to block them off, and he's calling out to his team. He could have taken shots at that Demon and actually probably won that fight, as long as he could hit headshots in that situation. Demon's saying still, so he probably could have. It still could. Okay, now he's getting nade spammed, he has to be careful. They're running through his poisons. He's got an additional 12 health, and somebody else is capped at 12 health. Now that nade was actually our Demon's nade. They need to communicate so that the Demon doesn't nade there. There's no point. It's actually only going to hurt the Vi. Nice pick down on that Trench. Okay, they're 3v2, but there's a res going on, so it's 3v3. Okay, hit a few shots, but does get downed, unfortunately. Okay, now we're in a 2v2. He's trying to stick the res, but he needs to be ready to careful. Really good Demon nade there. Not only finishes off the Vi, but also forces the Talon out into an unfavorable fight. Now we're in a 1v1. He tries to throw the axe. He's picked up a trophy, which is good. Make sure you are picking up other people's utility when it is on the ground. So he placed that there just to block the nade, but neither of these demons have their utility. He's waiting here to see if he comes around to A, but the likelihood is the other guy's going to rotate to B. But that's not awful. Like, that's more preferable. He should be holding this site and just watching these angles. He's got another 20 seconds. He's already probably rotated. I mean, he's probably close to the site. They're just trying to spot him. He's got an axe. He needs to hold. This axe could be clutch. Melee weapons are really good. He knows he's on site now. The bomb's about to go down, I believe. Yeah, he's just planted it. Waste of an axe. And I think we'll see this come into play a bit later. That axe was massively wasted. Holding the third person peek, nice. This is a really bad spot now for our Dema with no utility to flush him out. He sees the enemy Dema, then that Dema wastes his axe. Okay, now this is a really bad situation. This is where you need the axe to get the clutch 1v thing, because you're not going to roll out and shoot that guy because you're one shot. That's where holding onto that axe would have given him the best advantage of getting a one-shot thrown kill in some fashion. And that's how he would have won that. Don't waste any utility, but certainly don't throw around a melee weapon. Don't underestimate the melee weapon in really clutch situations. Now he went for, I believe, a double upgrade into the AR. Not worth it on Vi, I'm going to be honest. You would prefer the incendiary grenade, the gas grenade, although that's really slept on. Tenacity would have been a purchase I would have recommended for him here, especially against that Dema who's hitting really good nades, and is really good with his positioning, and just the way Vi has to play really close and putting yourself in that position. So I would have got Tenacity here, but you've also got other perks as well that I probably would have recommended getting. Not double upgrading the AR, which I think is pretty weak anyway. I definitely think the shotgun is a better call. He's holding onto his poison here. He hears footsteps, but no one seems to be rushing round. There's fighting going on at B. He's going to rotate round now. Cool. He thought he had footsteps, so he did kind of have to stay there. They've got 2 downs actually, which is amazing. They really should push off this. He sees the Saint just hiding here. Okay, it's a nice free kill there. And he's doing a really good thing. He just called out that it's bomb, knowing that the bomb's here. They don't have to do anything fancy. They've got the bomb. If they wanted to wait out the whole minute just to be safe, they do, but they are 4-man, so they can just go. And they get a nice little axe kill there from Fry Guy, getting that finish there. Nice. So they're using their rotations really well, and they're being pretty patient on defense, which is good. I think if we talk about attack again, what was he going to buy? What's he going to buy? Tenacity. He accidentally bought a grass grade, but then goes for a incendiary grenade and the next upgrade in the incendiary grenade rather than buying the incendiary and gas. I don't recommend upgrading the incendiary. It's not super useful. It increases the radius by a little bit and the duration by a little bit, neither of which is particularly useful, whereas a gas grenade, I said, is really slept on and can be really good. It slows down the enemy's movement speed, which for Vi is amazing because you slow them down in your poison. It blocks their aiming, so they can't aim as straight. It looks like it's all warped when they aim, which is really good, especially if you're fighting these longer range rogues, which they are. And
Footsteps
yeah,
here.
I would definitely recommend it. Okay, he hears the footsteps.
revealed too
He's
around the
he's
corner.
throwing these poisons down. If he got that poison on top of that box, good grenade. Just missed. That was his Demon's grenade, which again, the thing. And there's the other Demon's grenade. He's just getting grenade spammed. Imagine if he had tenacity or if the other Demons could hit. Cool. So he's throwing out all his utility here, although it's just kind of mispositioning it ever so slightly. It's not awful, but nice C4, nice C4. Cool. Now they're in a 3v2-1. They're down and reviving. Should have focused the Dallas who was doing the reviving, but it's fine. The team collapsed and pinched at the exact same time, which is really good. Yeah, utilities just ever so slightly off, like a few millimeters the wrong way. The one he threw on towards the box of the poison, if that went on top of the box, it could have spread out to the whole sort of lower staircase bit that's down there, the platform, which would have been good. And the incendiary should have been slightly closer to actually block off the same way he was standing towards the car and the entrance into where the Vi was standing. But no, generally this is good.
Switch him the same way.
They're doing well. Their positioning is doing well, having some people at B, some in mid, and then A as well. And their actual comp is really good for this map. I really like it. What could the enemy team be doing differently? Not have 4 long-range rogues, 3 kinda, I guess. Demons can be pretty short range, like mid-range more. Okay.
A again.
He's calling his A again. Yep, and he's getting some good poison off there. Nice,
Demon
that was good.
that
Was a really good spot. That incendiary, less helpful. Okay, he's got that axe. Okay, he says here, the Saint keeps throwing this axe towards him. He said, runs through his own fire. He said, I'm going to kill one of your team with this axe. Let's see if that comes true.
He's coming backside.
But yeah, melee weapons are really slept on. I'm glad he's got the axe. It's really good. He shouldn't be walking around with the axe, honestly. Good poison. That's the speed at which you want to be throwing your poison. Decisive. Nice down on that demon. Really good shots. Okay, they've got 2 down there. The status has just been healed. They're sitting in here. He's got the axe. He's going to get that kill. He did get that kill, but now he's got a bit screwed there. He had his pistol out, I think, by accident. I don't know why. I think he maybe clicked this switch weapons button too many times. But he did get the axe kill, so it was a win in the end of the day. They're now 5-6 though, so they have to win 2 in a row if they want to win out this game and continue that win streak, which you can see just above me here. They were on a 2 win streak. I don't remember what they got to at the end of the night, but I believe they did pretty well. Buy tenacity, buy tenacity, buy tenacity. No, don't buy evade. Why are you buying evade? Evade's okay later on if you really need it, but tenacity is the way. They don't have a lot of explosives, but the demon by himself is worth the tenacity. So yes, make sure you're buying tenacity, people. It's like one, probably, definitely one of the best perks. Top 3 for sure. It might even be top 1. Might even be the top. But let's hope that they can basically do what they've been doing using the patience that they had. They died quite far up, like past the mid fountain, so they don't ever need to be up that far. I think they got a bit aggressive with it.
I got footsteps.
He hears footsteps, so he doesn't know quite what it is. He's been revealed, which means Dallas is close. Oh, okay, there's a Dallas. He throws down that. Okay, just back out, back out. No, don't keep peeking it. Don't keep peeking it. He's there. And he actually sets himself on fire and gets shot at the same time. That's a little bit awkward. Try and stick that res. He sees him through the poison, tells him he's there, but not quite quick enough to turn and get that kill. That's an unfortunate one. I'm going to be honest. The fact he just over peaked on low health, just a few too many times. Nice shots there by Gorda. Really good job by that trench. That DMR is insane if you can hit those shots. Now it's a 2v3, and they got the Saint, which is good. It means that no one's going to get revived. Another set of amazing shots there. That said, that DMR can melt. Now switching to the Talon's perspective. Hopefully he can clutch out. He's got a flash. You can see that I think they're going to try and pick up some of this utility, throwing the dart out, moving away. I believe the Talon has tenacity. That's why he took such reduced damage there. Make sure you're buying tenacity, people. Cool. There's a lot of utility here. Cool. The trench picks up the axe, great, and the Talon picks up the incendiary, which he then throws to throw that guy out of position. Now it's a 2v1 after that great pick. He's just pre-firing just in case. They're probably going to try and pinch this guy at the same time. A little bit mistimed in the push. Gorda does go down, does get some shots off. He's literally 1 bullet. You could sneeze on him and he dies, and they do, and he's dead.
Here we go.
And now, nice, cool. They brought it back to a 6-6. That was good. They clutched it out 2v4. They worked well as a team, apart from the very last kill where they probably should have coordinated the push at the exact same time. But it's okay. I'll forgive them. But see how they picked up that utility? There was utility in front of them that could have been useful. The axe could have got a really nice pick on that Dema. The incendiary did do really good at flushing the Dema out of his position, and that allowed them to carry on from there. So really good play by them, really good use of the extra utility. You've got 8k, buy something.
Dude, I died first.
You've got a lot. You think you have another upgrade you can get on your AR potentially. You've got upgraded gas grenades, upgraded Molotov, though I'd say I'd rather upgrade the gas grenade than the Molotov. You've got tenacity, you've got helping hands. There's lots you can buy. Streamer, buy it. Don't sit on 8k for the very last round. You've got to clutch up. Okay, so same split really. That's all they got to do. Same split and callouts and rotations where necessary. Hitting good nades from that Dema is going to be really important. It's why you pick Dema on defenses for good things. He actually saves his poison. He doesn't hear anyone. He throws it out just in case someone's there. Lobs it a bit too far. That's not actually... They could probably hug that wall and get round, but they know they're coming B. They're rotating. This has to be a quick rotation. Dema's sitting there. I think he's going to get his nade out. This could be an okay nade, but it should be more of a grenade than an actual nade thrown there. Again, because you need to figure out where it's bouncing. You need to find that trajectory where it bounces, and Dema nade or ultimate doesn't bounce properly. Doesn't like do a boom boom. It hits directly off where it hits, perpendicular to the surface. But I have a video on that. Okay. He's trying to hold this peak, just waiting for them. It's 4v4. This is pretty intense, but they've now got them trapped. They just have to be careful with the rotation, especially with that Demon Nade here. It's going to be rough. Okay, he sees the Saint though. He's going to okay. Two of them rush him. He actually needs to back out. Then they do a weird thing. Okay, they're trying to like team shoot here. Gorda goes for the play, does manage to get one and the thirst. Then they pick off the Dema together. Really nice job. Going for a 4v1 now. And can they pick him off to finish? They do. Nice. Really good job from our team there. Just managed to clutch that out after a 2-4 start, moving into the swaps, then go to a 7-6. So really good job by these guys to clutch that one out. Okay then guys, what are the biggest takeaways from that game? Well, the first one I'm going to talk about is utility. The way the utility was used was generally pretty good, but there were definitely some areas where everybody that I saw could have improved. This includes actually where to throw the utility, where the utility is the most effective, buying the right utility for the right circumstance, and actually picking up other people's utility. You saw moments of that throughout the gameplay, which I think were really important. And I hope my explanation of some of the ways that it could have been used better helps you guys understand where you might be going wrong in your own gameplay. Now, another thing that was mentioned and actually comes up a lot in these spectates is what you're buying in terms of upgrades and why. And I mentioned that a lot with Streamer about what he was buying, particularly in avoiding tenacity when he should have got it and putting weapon upgrades over some perks. Now, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you might prefer the weapon upgrades, sometimes you might prefer the perks, but sometimes there are core choices that you can make for Vi particularly that I think were missed here and there. But I was really happy, and I think it did show you how well rotations can happen. And this is obviously comes as playing on comms, but how these rotations occurred from our team that we were spectating were really good. They shouldn't have split up 2-2 on the attack, I don't think. I think they should have stayed as 4. That's your biggest advantage. But the rotations on defense to then group up as 4 when they knew where the enemy team were pushing were really good. Okay then guys, that's going to take us to the end of the video. And if you want your gameplay review, down in the description will be some information about how you can submit it to me. But really, just get in contact with me on Discord or Twitter. That is generally the best way. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also come follow me on twitch.tv/RadtharGaming to see live game commentaries, guides, Q&As and tournaments. Other than that guys, all the links you're going to need are in the description below. I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll see you in the next video.